Hello buddies, welcome to this speculation video. What could Necromunda Underhive Wars deliver? In this video I'll take a look at what the rulebook contains of cool game mechanics and how that could transfer over into a video game version of the game. Necromunda is all about different gangs fighting for territory, valuable minerals and ancient artifacts on the Hive worlds. You get to develop your gang, gain experience and progress it through a campaign setting. If this sounds somewhat familiar, it is because it is the precursor to the popular fantasy version Mordheim, which Rogue Factor has also recreated, and if you haven't checked out my videos on that game, you should. Otherwise keep watching as I will play through a game of Mordheim in the background here, with only gunpowder weapons in the honor of Necromunda. Gameplay wise, the basics of Mordheim is what we'll see in Necromunda 2. This has been stated by Rogue Factor, so that I won't cover. Instead, let's look at what could stand out and be a different thing in this game. Well, looking at the rulebook, the first thing I thought of was the hiding. In a game where shooting is the main damage source, you'll need to have some sort of mechanic that can make you able to advance without getting shot as soon as you pop your head out. A character can hide if it ends its movement behind a low wall or column, at the corner of a building or in a similar position where you could conceal yourself. While hiding, a character can't be seen or shot at, but in return the character can't shoot either without giving away its position. Once revealed, the character can be shot at as normal. A character that have run or charged can't hide in the same turn, and a character can't hide if it's too close to an enemy, which is based off the character's initiative value in inches. This could translate easily to a video game, and it would give the players the opportunity to play a more melee-oriented gang, which there are a lot of. It will also open up skills or equipment that could increase the reveal range. Simply moving your character up to cover would put it into a hiding state if you didn't move too far, maybe half your movement range, and it just didn't charge an enemy. Then there's blast weapons. In Necromunda you can carry heavy weapons that deal area of effect damage. These weapons can be highly inaccurate when fired. This is represented in the rulebook by rolling a scatter dice if the weapon roll is a miss. The missile of your rocket launcher will then end up someplace randomly nearby and hit anyone in the explosion radius. This would be easy to implement as well and add an extra dimension to the game. Then there's misfires and ammo rolls. Now, the rocket launcher could also simply explode in the hands of your gang member, resulting in the AoE being triggered on the character instead. That is the risk you take if you bring heavy weapons like this, and they are really deadly. Different quality weapons and modifications could be implemented to reduce the chance of weapons misfiring or scattering too far in the video game. Using any ranged weapons come at a risk in Necromunda. This is also to reduce the power of ranged combat by an amount so that it doesn't just become a snipe fight. To represent this in the rulebook, they have the ammo rolls. If a weapon rolls a 6 on a to hit roll, you roll the ammo roll table. Now, you have a different chance of your weapon jamming, leaving it useless for the remainder of the battle, depending on the type of weapon you have, or even having the poor thing blow up. This I could also see implemented in the video game. The chance of having to roll on the table would be about 16% every time you shoot in the video game, and the roll to see if your weapon jams would depend on the weapon wielded. For instance, a las pistol is very reliable and would only jam 16% of the time, while a bolt gun will jam 84% of the time. I think for the remainder of the game is a bit too harsh for a video game. Instead, it should be possible to unjam your weapon by using your entire next turn. It could even impose a penalty to hit, like with a critical hit would in Mordheim, but here just for the weapon, to represent the field repair you just did. They could add a very small chance, maybe 1%, that the weapon could explode, just to add that fun moment to the randomness. It would result in some damage to the carrier, and the weapon should be out of commission for the rest of the game. Shooting in general. In the rulebook, it is possible to shoot into melee combat, but with a risk of hitting either target in melee. This is because the characters should not be seen as static, but moving around, striking several times, changing positions, and just generally moving around. The risk is 1-to-1, so right off the bat it is just as likely that you will hit your buddy as it is that you will hit the enemy. I would like to see this in the video game, but with some modifications. For instance, it should be possible to reduce the chance of hitting your own characters by using the proper equipment. For instance, with scopes, stabilizers, or through skills that enable the characters to simply shoot more carefully. Along the same lines, the advanced rules of Necromunda applies stray shots. This happens if a missed roll and a roll of 1 and then another dice roll and get another 1. That is 16%. The shot will then hit another target that is within half an inch of any point along the path. In video game terms, you would have to miss the shot at a very high roll, above 84%, and then afterwards a 16% chance that the shot will even hit another target. Damage should be dealt as normal. This is just some of the rules that I see could be implemented from the original tabletop game into the video game. I think the most important part is that the video game stays as true to the tabletop as possible without ruining the experience, as it is different for a video game. I think Rogue Factor did a great job with Mordheim in capturing the essence of the game. Do you agree with my speculations of the gameplay of the upcoming game? Do you have any ideas of what they could or should implement that I haven't mentioned? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so please add a comment down below. Gangs. Now, I've been asked several times what my thoughts are on the starting gangs. Which houses will we see in the game? My initial thought is that I think Rogue Factor will pick houses that differ from each other in terms of looks, but also in terms of skills and equipment. Having that variety is going to be essential to the game, as most of the games basically are the same in terms of looks at least. Rogue Factor have stated that they will be adding the basic gangs first, thereby eliminating gangs like the Scabies. Sad face. But here's my take on the first couple of gangs.
A new round.
House Orlok, or the House of Iron. A house which has its foundation upon deep ferrous slag pits. They have a strong sense of family, and they are a very, very large house. Because of this and the fact that they are the default house with no notable strength or weaknesses, I think they will be one of the first gangs we'll see. Their gangers have access to combat, ferocity, and shooting skills. Their look is pretty standard as well, with no distinctive features other than favoring maybe cloth tablets. House Cawdor. They are the stronghold of the Cult of the Redemption, led by the Redemptionists, and are very known for hunting mutants and heretics to the point of fanaticism. I feel that House Cawdor could be an awesome addition, but maybe combined with the cult instead of spreading them into two gangs. They are a fast-moving close combat house with gangers having access to combat, ferocity, and agility skills. That combined with the cult, which has access to flamers and two-handed weapons like the chainsaw, that would be pretty awesome. Their gangers all wear masks and the cult wear red robes, giving them a distinct look. House Goliath. The domain of House Goliath is situated and occupies some of the deepest and harshest areas. To compensate, they are tough and persistent and consider the hivers of the other houses to be soft and slack. In return, the other houses see the Goliaths as barbaric and highly unpredictable. They are a slow-moving, close combat house, and their gangers are the only ones with access to strength skills combined with combat and ferocity. They are very distinctive in their style of dress, as it is very focused on showing off their physique, featuring weighted chains and spiked metal braces. This gang would be essential and stands out among the others in terms of looks but also in gameplay. The final gang I will focus on is the House Escher. They stand out among all the others as they are made up of only female characters. The few men they have are shriveled and imbecile, and play no part in normal affairs of House Escher. Men are held in contempt and pitied by the house, and those of House Goliath are seen as simple, brutish and unsophisticated individuals. They are a fast-moving and hard-hitting close combat gang that have access to combat, agility and stealth skills. This gang would provide much needed variation in terms of looks, even though they are a bit like House Goliath. There are many other gangs that we could see added, like D.I.E, a assassin and spying house, the Vansar, which is a tech-heavy house, and other groups, as mentioned, the Scavies, which are humans that have mutated. What do you think? Which houses will we see from the get-go? Which ones do you hope for more than anyone else? I personally can't wait to hear from Rogue Factor what they have planned and to see if some of my speculations come true. I really hope you enjoyed this video and that you will like it. The button to do so is right there. More likes means more exposure, and more exposure means more videos. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye. Thanks for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed sharing this experience with me. If you did, leave me a like and a comment down below. It's very much appreciated. Also, if you haven't already, remember to subscribe by joining the Nightly Buddyhood. Have a wonderful game night. Cheers and stay cool.